So today I want to jump on and talk about something that has been coming up a lot over the past week, and that is worthiness. Hello, I am SMr&x and welcome to the podcast. If you don't know me already, I am an empowered dating coach, healthy relationships and sex coach, and I have been doing this for over 10 years now. So today's episode is all about worthiness and self-love. Over the past week, because of the fact that I have been doing a lot of masterclasses, so I've been speaking to a lot of people in person, I have been hearing the same things come up over and over again. So many of the people that I work with live in this constant state of feeling as though they're not good enough. And as you all know, I work off 3 core ingredients. And the 3 core ingredients to a healthy relationship is 1, loving yourself enough to know what you want, what your standards are, what your boundaries are, and how to set them. 2, healing from the past and getting over it so that you're no longer stuck. And 3, learning what a healthy relationship actually looks, sounds, and feels like for you. Without all 3 of those ingredients, it's quite difficult to find a healthy relationship, because even if you know how to have a disagreement with someone that doesn't turn into a screaming match, if you don't love yourself enough to be assertive, to put your views forward within that disagreement, it doesn't matter what your knowledge is about how to have a disagreement, because you won't do it. And so I always do, in everything that I do, in my one-to-ones, in my programs, I always start with the self-love element. And the reason being is because that is what I see comes up time and time again. When someone has hurt us, we have to create a meaning about it. So when anything happens, we create a meaning as humans. That is what we do. And so we create a meaning if someone leaves us for somebody else, if someone cheats on us, if someone rejects us, we create a meaning. And unfortunately, we always go within ourselves for that meaning. So instead of going, that person rejected me because they're an idiot, it's their loss. That person went with somebody else because that's the kind of person that they are and they jump from person to person. Instead of that, we create a meaning about ourselves. I'm not good enough. They're better than me. They're better suited than we were. Maybe I'm not pretty enough. Maybe I didn't do enough for them. Because we have to create a meaning for it. When other people, if we told other people, oh, this is how we feel, this person rejected me because I'm not good enough, the people around us, our friends, our family would be like, you are insane. What do you mean? Because logically, to other people, that doesn't make any sense. But to us, it does. And so we live in this constant state of believing that whatever it was that happened to us was our fault. And this is why so many people that have been like victims of any sort of abuse have this whole blame game where they think that it was them. I've worked with a lot of people that have trauma, and I'm trauma-informed trained, and it comes up time and time again where people will say, but I did something. And it's because your nervous system has had to create a belief. It's had to create a meaning to whatever happened. And you see that when you see kind of natural disasters happening, you see people making reasons for it. You'll see it on the internet. People are like, this is God punishing us, or this is because of environmental issues, or because of political issues. People will create a meaning for it because we have to have one, because we can't have it not make sense. And when we create a meaning, it then makes sense to us. So if we create a meaning that we're not good enough, we were never good enough for that person, it makes it make sense to us. And obviously, there may be some of you sitting there going, but logically that doesn't make sense. And you're right. But our emotional side of our brain doesn't speak in logic. So today, what I wanted to jump on and do, and the reason that I wanted to do this episode in particular, was because the amount of people that I have spoke to within the past week that have been crying because they don't feel like they are good enough. As you all know, I pick up on people very quickly. You know, my intuition is very, very good. And I don't tend to attract horrible people. I tend to attract a lot of people that have been hurt, and a lot of people that other people have done stuff to them and they're so down about it because they think it's their fault. And so when I see people crying because somebody else has treated them badly, but they've created a meaning that it's something wrong with them, I just want to help as much as I can. And so I'm going to start with the first step that I start every single thing that I do, and that is with loving yourself. If you don't have a copy of my free self-love blueprint, then I will put it in the show notes. Go and grab that because it will help. You need to start setting the foundations. If you were building a building, you would need the foundations, and the foundations of finding any sort of healthy relationship is loving yourself. So I'm going to give you some tips because I'm not going to just throw a load of problems at you and then be like, okay, bye. The first thing that I would like you to do, I'd like you to audit how you are talking to yourself. So, are you saying horrible things to yourself? And if you are, think about someone that you love, maybe a child, maybe a niece or nephew, maybe your best friend, maybe your mom. Would you let them talk to themselves like that? Would you let them say, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough? Or would you counteract it and be like, what are you talking about? And that's what you need to start doing for yourself. You need to start catching when you start saying things about yourself and change it, even if it's a changing to, I'm learning to love myself. I'm growing from this past experience. Because it's not so easy to go from thinking you're not good enough, having all this doubt, having all of these negative feelings, to then start saying affirmations of I am amazing. That's not easy. So what I want you to do is I want you to just tweak it slightly, like I'm learning from this experience. Because that's not you lying to yourself. That is the truth. You are learning from this experience. The next thing I'd really like you to do, and I see so many people do this, a lot of the time, the way that we show up in relationships tends to show up in other areas of our life. So what I want you to do is stop pleasing other people. What I tend to do in my program, in one of our live sessions, I will say to people, right, I'm going to ask you stuff and you've got to say no to me. And it makes people feel uncomfortable because all of us, we want to say yes. Like, how hard is it for if you go into a shop and you're starting to, you're looking around and the salesperson approaches you and they say, can I help? And instantly you're so awkward because you're like, please go away. That is human nature. And that is how we all react. So a lot of the time you will be doing things that you don't want to do because someone has asked you to do it. And so I want you to start really, really small. Something that has maybe been niggling at you. Maybe it's someone at work that oversteps the boundaries. Maybe it is your child. Children do this all the time. If you've got children, you will know. Like my daughter, I will say no to her and then I will get probably 100 times asked to see if I change my mind. Practice saying no. And every single time you do it, you are building up that self-love just slightly. Tiny, tiny jump. That's it. The next thing that I encourage everyone to do is just do one thing for yourself each day. It doesn't really matter what it is. If you enjoy dancing, have a little 5-minute dance in the kitchen. If you enjoy walking, go walking for 5 minutes. Go read a book. If that's what you like doing. Whatever it is that you like doing, go have a bath. Set yourself aside some time each day to do something that you want to do. We've all got busy lives, and I actively encourage my clients to wake up early to be able to do these things, make changes to their life in the morning, because actually you get up half an hour earlier can make a massive difference to your life if you're in that half an hour doing productive things. Just 5 minutes every single day. So I want you to go away from this podcast, and I invite you to sit down and think about one thing that you are going to do for yourself every single day, and I want you to make a tick list that you're doing it. The fourth thing is write a list of all the things that you've overcome, all the things that you've achieved, and all the things that you've grown through. Whatever you are feeling right now, it's unlikely that this is the first time that you have had any sort of hurt, pain, heartbreak, rejection, because this will have happened to you before. It may have happened at work. You didn't get a promotion, you didn't get a job. Did you get through it? Yes. If you've had previous partners, did you get through it? Yes. Even back to think about, if you had your first girlfriend or boyfriend at kind of 14, 15, and when you broke up, even though it was like a 2-week relationship, it was the end of the world for you. Did you get through it? Yes. Your brain believes what you're showing it. Your nervous system believes what you're showing it. So you need to start showing it what your worth is. And by going through and listing, physically writing down, all of you know how much I appreciate writing stuff down, listing out exactly the things that you have already overcome in your life, the things that you have achieved, what qualifications have you got. And if you're listening to this and you're already in my program, you have already achieved something because you have already put yourself first by taking a step to overcome this stuff. So that is an achievement. Celebrate those things, write them down, and start to show your nervous system how amazing you actually are. And the final thing that I'm going to leave you with today, stop waiting for someone to choose you. Start looking after yourself. It's so, so powerful when you decide, I'm going to choose me this time. Your life starts to change. Date yourself. Take yourself out for a coffee. Invest in growing. If that is you want to become better at a certain skill, gardening, go and invest in a program that helps you do that. Invest in something that builds you up. If you want to learn how to move on from the past and build up your self-worth and then learn what a healthy relationship is, come and join my program. But start to invest, even if it's a bit of time, in growing yourself, because you are the only person that can do that. If you get with a new person, at first you're going to feel great because they're going to constantly be like, yes, you're amazing. But eventually, if you don't believe it yourself, it doesn't matter how many times someone says it to you. You've got to do the work. You've got to take the steps to make this happen. Stop outsourcing to other people and start showing up for yourself. Tiny, tiny steps. So I just want to leave you with something that I said to someone the other day. If you saw the younger version of you right now, the happy-go-lucky, thinking everything was great, the child version of you, would you tell them that they weren't good enough? You wouldn't, because you wouldn't want to bring down their happiness. And you deserve better than sitting in the state that you're currently in right now. You don't need that. And you deserve to attract someone into your life who truly loves you for you. But until you do the work on yourself, you're just going to attract people who notice that you don't feel good about yourself. And they'll take advantage of you. I talk about this time and time again, that there are people out there that want you to stay in your constant state of anxiety, of pain, of not feeling good enough, because it makes them feel better. And those people specifically target people that feel that way. It's on purpose. And if you want to find healthy love, if you want to feel good and have support and have someone who loves you as much as you deserve, then you've got to do the work first. I am SMr&x. If you want to do the work and you're ready to start investing in your growth, my program is open right now. I've got a wonderful group of people already in, and I'd love for you to come and join us. I will put the link in the show notes, and I'll speak to you next week.